Horse is jumping very well so far.
41 years old. The horse is 9.
Aiming at 5th place, or if somebody in front of him backs up a little bit and has a rail or two down, maybe something better than that. Not a dead aim on a medal at this moment, but right at the front end still.
Yet to ride, Torrance Fleischmann of the United States, Virginia Holgate of Great Britain, and the surprising dark horse, Mark Todd of New Zealand, and in first, Karen Stives on Ben Arthur from the United States.
This is boy, is the pressure building. And round by round.
And Mauro Kekkonen is really having a very good round. For someone who's been out of competition for a while, he's riding very accurately, he's riding very smoothly. The horse doesn't seem to be suffering the effects from the endurance phase on Wednesday.
One of only 4 gold medalists who are competing here at the Los Angeles Olympic Games, 1 in jumping, 2 in dressage, and Kekkonen.
And he just gives that last rail of the combination of rub, but it stays up. Clear so far. And he has the last one down.
Oh, 5 penalty points. Well within the time, 104 seconds. They're allowed 120 for Kekkonen. A lot of applause.
And that's the same.
4 final riders coming up.
Giving him the...
These women have a dream.
Fleischmann of the United States standing fourth. After dressage, she was 10th. She has made up some ground, this 35-year-old from the Plains, Virginia.
Chris, the United States picked up the rail down that Mike had, but the British have 2 riders finished for a total of 5 penalty points. The United States has just 1 rider finished for a total of 5 penalty points with 2 rounds to go. So Torrance's round is a very critical round for the United States.
Third of the 4 United States riders. We still have Holgate of Great Britain, Todd of New Zealand, and Karen Stives of the USA. It's warm, very, very hot as a matter of fact on that stadium floor, I'm sure. Sandy soil. And we haven't lost any of the fruit.
No, not so far. But the second fence has come down sometimes. She jumps that very well. Torrance was a former fashion model.
And a fragrance consultant.
That's right.
She's an accurate show jumping rider. This horse had a little bit of a problem yesterday on the steeplechase phase. He kind of ricked his back, and there was some concern as to whether or not he would tie up, in other words, really become quite lame. He didn't. He worked out of it. He wasn't quite as explosive on the cross-country course as he normally is, but he seemed to be perfect this morning, and he looks himself more nearly today. He's kind of draping that hind end over these fences, and that's what scares you, because horses have been hitting these fences behind and dragging them down, and he's not really flipping the rear the way he should.
And that's especially important for fence number 11, A, B, and C, which has been a combination that's come down quite a few times today.
Finvarra, 11-year-old.
That may help him. He gave that thing a pretty good bump, and it stayed up. And it's a wonderful thing if a horse gets that reminder. And he gives out a little bit more air. The thing that worries me about him is the rear end. He may have a little soreness in the back still. The rear end is not really flipping, and he's kind of dragging it over these fences. You see what I mean?
Takes a very accurate ride when these horses are a little bit tired. There's no room for error.
Pretty good spread here.
Jumps out well.
Okay, we come down to the critical part of the course, fellas, and the tension builds.
The big turn and the line now to the triple.
She checks him back a little bit. Jumps in well, watches hind
They were
legs.
close. Well, but there's still one to go.
And it's one that's
Might come down. Knocked down. 1:14. Okay, we have Virginia Holgate, Mark Todd of New Zealand, Karen Stives of the USA, and listen to those fans here at Santa Anita. Torrance Fleischmann, is she happy? Thoroughbred gelding, a horse that I truly love. There's so many here that I'd like to take home and put in our stable, Ted, and this is one of them, because she's a lovely lady too. All right, Torrance Fleischmann with that clear round and an important one.